Well, hello. This is Rosa, rcgkreations. How you doing? I'm bringing to you a little Did You Know video. What I have here, this is part of my craft table. It is a glass table. It's actually a office computer table that has an L shape to it. It's really long. It's over, I think it's over 12 feet long. And I believe the width is about 16, 18, because I can really store a lot and I still have plenty of work area. But what I wanted to show you was, here I have my Stampin' Up, let me get you a close-up view of it, ink storage container, and it spins. See here? It's a spinner, and on the top it's got a little shelf so you can store things. So what I store is my stamp cleaner, my homemade stamp cleaner. I do sell it also, but I'm not selling it on this site. You can just send me an email. I'll put that in the link. And then I have my stamp sprayer, my alcohol sprayer, my this is my hand sanitizer, which is good for cleaning your white blocks, stamping products. And I have a little mister here. It's got some shimmer on it. Just little odds and ends. And then I love these little spray bottles, because this one is, and I do label it with my little Sharpie, this is 1% alcohol, 70%. This one is plain water. And this one is actually from also Stampin' Up, but I also buy them from different vendors. This one, if you use StazOn, when you use your StazOn ink, you can only use StazOn cleaner. Nothing else really cleans it, at least not that I have found. Here is my Beacon adhesive spray glue. And here is some another bottle of stamp cleaner. I don't know why I have two. I normally just need one. Here is a little blade runner. And you just take the top off. And then there's the little tiny little blade. So I have that as a backup. If I don't want to use my X-Acto knife. Here are some sponges, and I got these. Actually, I got these at the CVS in the makeup department. But these are little, they're called Batten Blender. But these are makeup sponges, and I use them for my fine art inking on when I do it on embossing, something that's been embossed. And then here's just some little ephemera that I have for when I make my flowers. This one's called Beaded Berries. It's from Tim Hope's Audiology department. And there's the information on it. Bear with me, I'm one-handed here. And then here is, if you lost my last craft haul from Daubers, my sponge Daubers. And here's some that I've already gotten. And I like that. But I keep all this right here because this is what I use practically daily. Another little blank ink stamper. You put clings to your cling stamps. And this is from Ranger, the Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station. And then this is what I use to make my inking on my embossed papers. This is from Darcy, foam ink pods. And you emboss your product and you use the sponges. And because I do such small, fine, intricate, I cut some of these. I cut them in half. And I get to use two different colors. So that way I get double for the use of one sponge. And I just keep them here. And then here on the bottom with my Sharpie, I wrote on there the names of the color. That way I don't cross-contaminate the ink. Here's a big glass block. This one is from, who's this one from? Well, it'd help if I turned it right. Stampabilities. There we go. And then I also have another smaller block. This is what I use whenever I'm doing a bunch of mixing and inking. Because this block is made to get dirty and filthy. And I don't care if it comes in, because I'm going to use this whenever you put some ink on there. Or if I'm using some glitter glue and I want to ink it, I'll put it on here instead of using my craft mat that I keep on my table. But that's just me. You know, you each do your own. Here I have some just plain black ink that I got in some stamp sets. They're still sealed because I don't use them. Excuse my dust. I haven't dusted. Yeah, not in there yet. And then see the little 4-tier shelves? And what's nice is you can pick it up and move it, but I don't. This stays at my desk all the time. It never goes anywhere. And then what I do, let me put this back. is whenever I am needing to go to a crop, I just take it from here if I don't already have a travel item. Because I do have a travel container that I use to, I have 2 of everything. Well, 2 as much as I can because I'm in a budget, so I'm buying 2 of this and 2 of that. And I have a little storage container. In fact, I'll show it to you. There it is right down there. This is my little box that I got from my order that I ordered from Daubers. And then, see those little shelves, each one of those? But that folds totally flat. Well, up to the little top pink area there. So it's half the size of that. But then I leave it standing up here in my craft room. But, so I have duplicates. So this way I don't have to take stuff from my craft room into my crops when I go to travel to make a craft project. And crop for the whole day. Sometimes it's a 1-day crop. Sometimes it's a 2-day crop. I've gone to a few where I traveled to another town. And, so, of course when you do that, you want to compact as much as possible. But I love that little tall storage container because you can use it for crafts. I bought it for crafts, but it's also great for you to store like in a child's, in a dorm room for your college kid. Because they're limited in space, or if you're in an apartment, or if you're just in, like a lot of crafters, like when I first got started, all I have is 1/4 of a closet, is all I had to hold my craft space. And I've since evolved, it's been like almost 25 years, almost 30 years now, that I've evolved from that kind of space to a 15 by 22 craft room. So, you work with what you have, but what's nice is these products are out there for you. You just got to be on the lookout for it. But my biggest thing that I wanted to show you was, this is a good way to store, and I'm visual, have OCD, so I do everything, and I just handwrite with a Sharpie right on top of the container. Some of these I've already pre-bought, they're pre-used, and whoever had them already made some labels, but I'm not into all that. I don't have time. I have the time. I don't want to make the time to make all these little labels, but you know what? That's just me. Okay? So, I just label the item because I am getting older, so sometimes, like on this one, yellow, it's kind of hard to see the color, so I just use my Sharpie so I can see it. And then some of these older stamps, when I buy it, my resale stuff, these are the older models of the Stampin' Up! Ink products. They didn't have the names on the sides like they do now. And in fact, let me show you, they open up the old-fashioned way instead of the new way where they flip over. And I do store everything upside down. That way the ink stays on the bottom. That's just my personal choice. You store it how you want to store it. I've just done a lot of research. And for me, the ink seems to last a lot longer when they're stored upside down, which is what these Stampin' Up! Products, that's how they're made. Okay, and then of course, I'm all color-coded. So here's my blacks, purples, and my whites, my off colors. So I'm just color-coding all of this. And then right here, I have a little carousel. Jen Evers also sells these. It's a little spinner. And I just use my stuff that I use quite often, like my glossy accents. And here's my little stamp that I use whenever all my cards, when I give them to somebody, I put the back of it, I stamp it, type my name on there, and here's another one. And I think I got these, I either got these from Jen on her craft sale, or I got them at Michael, Hobby Lobbies, or Joann's. Just whatever, but I've got 2 different kinds, just because I want to be able to have a different variety. I use my embossing, I have a little mini. I actually have 2, one that stays on my desk right here, and then one that stays in my embossing powder container, and because I use a lot of embossing. My embossing powder, I have 2 of those. One that's right here, and the one that's on another carousel. And then this is my homemade stamp block that, those a lot of ones are being made, but with my hand issues and stuff, I needed something more compact, but I also needed to be small, not huge. So all I did was get some old felt that I had in my stash. I glued it on there, and the little grooves of the block were perfect as I'm putting pressure on the stamp to get a good impression. And then here I have a little bottle of my stamp cleaner. It's in a mini mister. This is another vendor. And this one is my glue bottle. I got this from Jen also, and I love it because it's got the stainless steel tip. So this is where I use, because I use a lot of wet glue. And then here's perfect because I get to put this is just a perfect spot. This is my little camera stand when I do my recordings. I'm just a distress sprayer mister, and it's just water. And then here's my little I forget what kind of brush this is called, but I'm sure a lot of you have seen that around. And this is my circle one, so whenever I need to make some circles or something, I have my little, it's right here, it's from Fiskars. I had a video on it, I'll put a link on that with the video. And then this is my homemade adhesive holder. There is a, I made a video on it, and I'll put a link on that too, of where you can buy it. But you know what, a lot of the stuff I don't need to spend money on. And I can make it myself, and this is just nothing but a roll of toilet paper roll that I'd hired, that shelf liner paper. Okay, I put that on there, taped it in there. This is an extra set of wet glue. Here's an extra ruler. Here's an extra stamping block for my clear stamps. Here is a set of tape runner. This one, this is from the Tuesday morning. You get a package of 5 of them for like $7 or $8, something like, very inexpensive. But it's not a whole lot. You don't get a big roll, but it's enough to have. And my little thing did fall apart because I constantly move it. So I will tell you, but I hardly ever move it. It doesn't ever leave my desk. It stays right here. The most I would do would be move it to it so I can get to my little spinner carousel right here. And I do get to be careful with this one. I really don't care for it, because if you spin it too much, see how it's all bent? Then you got to spin it around, but it takes 2 hands. I'm not going to do that right now. And that's where I keep my extra stuff that I use on a regular basis. And then here's my washi. So I just stick it here because everything that I have on here does double duty. So I have my adhesive, double-sided adhesive, black painter's tape, some black double adhesive, my silver tape, electrical tape. This is called electrical tape that I love to use when I'm doing like bumpers or anything that I want to look like metal. So I have that here. So everything sits right here that I use on a regular basis. And this usually stays here out of the way. This stays here out of the way. And that's just one quick little tip. I will do another recording with the rest of my craft table at another time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and share. Take care. Bye-bye.